And welcome back to another game of Age Mythology, the Titans. I'm joined here with the effervescent ChronoJJ, spawning at the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is More Champion. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Thor, is Mr. Boat. The map is Anatolia. It's a round of 32. And have I missed anything?
Well, it's More Champion as Ra, not Aranos. That a bit unusual.
Yeah, it looks like both players are going sort of off gods because Mr. Boat is an Odin player, so he's going Thor here. I like it.
All right.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Thor's probably a little bit more flexible on this map because of the dwarves and the dwarven mind if he wants it. But seeing more go Ra, especially on this map, where if he's gonna go Egyptian, he might as well just go Isis.
Well, I would suggest set if you know your opponent's going Norse, because then you convert the animals and you can prevent a dock from going up on a side. Like the second dock or the third dock you prevent just by converting a couple of those boar that are in your home base. But Egyptian on this map is very, very strong. You can do these crazy booms where you get somewhere between 18 and 21 fishing ships in the archaic age. Follow that up with fast second town centers or fast heroic ages while producing cabinets to put pressure on, and it gets pretty out of control. But the thing is, Thor can do that exact same thing. If you let him do it, you're going to be facing Ragnaroks, you're going to be facing flaming weapons, you're going to be facing all of the tools that Norse has to win games. We'll see who executes the best here, because I think this is actually a relatively even matchup for this map.
I would agree. I would say if Moore went Set or Isis, he would have the advantage. But the one thing Ra kind of struggles with is the early aggression, because he doesn't really get any good early aggressive god powers, which on this map can give Thor time to get that Ragnarok, which that can be tough if you can get like a 14-minute, 15-minute, maybe at the latest, like Rag, which it can do some damage on this map against a Ra.
For sure. If it comes out at the right time, you've got those 3,000 gold mines in your base to start off. But once they expire, gold is all forward. And checking out the map layout, these town centers, they don't really protect a gold mine. They're close, but it's not actually protected. And with a Rag Heroes or even Ra himself can gold starve the Thor player if he gets the opportunity to. You have to really fight for that center control in order to function in this game on this map. So we'll see who gets there first and who gets the advantage there.
Yeah, I'd say the Thor, if he does kind of a semi-quick fast Rag, wouldn't really need much more gold than what's in the base, because he's saving his dwarven mine too. So
good point right there. No dwarven mine early. That's going to mean at least 1,000 more gold in the base, if not 3,000 more gold if he saves it till the heroic age. Which means he's got 9,000 gold, which is the perfect amount to sit in your base in Ragnarok.
Check out Mr. Boat's dock in the bottom right. Is fishing boats are path blocking the one boat. That's not good, actually. That can actually really screw him up.
I think he fixed
25 food.
I think he fixed it.
No, the one is 25 food and can't get to the dock.
I'm at 4 minutes and 15 seconds, so he's fixed that all up now.
You're way ahead of me.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
I forget.
Yeah.
Fix it. You are right.
That's really, it's really unlucky, and the way you prevent that is you can sometimes place a dock down when it's red, and if you do so, you have a pretty high chance that you're going to get you're going to get issues with your fishing ships. So the way around that is to just take the extra time and place that dock in a good position that's not going to be red.
And you just want to get it because he really it doesn't extend far out in the water, which is kind of the problem there.
Yeah.
It extended a little bit further out, and generally you don't have those issues.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're seeing Mr. Boat. Yeah, we're seeing Mr. Boat go through Freya here. He's at 85%. More Champion going through Ptah. They're both up at about exactly the same time, which is really interesting. And we're seeing More Champion throw all of his villagers onto gold, which to me indicates either fast heroic or fast second town center, and without any
definitely a town center. Yeah, definitely a town center.
He's throwing down barracks. He's got his Wadget up, barracks. Maybe he's going to go for a Shifting Sands attack onto the gold mine and onto the economy of Mr. Boat or something.
He's getting skin of the rhino.
Oh,
he's getting skin of the rhino.
I see what's going on here.
I wouldn't suggest this though, because the extra hit. I mean, the Bill Rush can work on the Atlantean because it's minus 700 hit points, but the full hit points, I don't know about that. If that's what he's doing, it's ballsy, but we'll see.
It is ballsy, but if you look at where Mr. Boat's been building his buildings, they're not close to his town center. His military is not going to be there, so there's a high chance that this town center is going to go down.
Goes out on the front there too.
Yeah, the Pharaoh's running into the base. We're going to see this Shifting Sands come in. Here it is. He's got the mercenary. He's got the villagers. He's got the Wadget. He's got the priest. Get that Pharaoh out of range of that town center as soon as you can. Oh, he's going to get it picked off. He loses the Pharaoh. That's really, really big. All the villagers that should be taking down this town center. Mr. Boat is not reacting to it with his military. He's just going to run away with his villagers, take the win on the sea up here. Maybe start fishing up there and get his town center back at a later date. So long as he can keep these villagers alive, he's in an okay position here. Even though he's lost the town center, the priest is still alive, able to empower that town center to get that one up. Actually, I have no idea whether or not More Champion's ahead at this point or not, considering he's lost the top water.
I mean, he kind of is, because Mr. Boat's doing nothing with his army other than killing a few docks. Like, he needs to at least defend his villies. At least the ones that are being chased by the spearmen. Yeah, he needs to defend those. If he doesn't lose too many of these villagers, getting access to both sides of the water here mean that this town center, even though he's producing villagers from it constantly, it's not like an economic advantage, because having one dock is the same as having one town center if you're producing fishing ships from it. And Mr. Boat's got 3 docks. So he could be spamming those out if he has the resources to. Alright, now he's fighting those spearmen. Alrighty.
Yeah, I think we got this. I think
I would agree with you.
Out. Yeah, go on.
Mr. Boat's got all of the water. Moore's got 2 town centers, but the water is basically 2 town centers anyway. You know, because you can build fishing boats on both sides. He just needs to get another dock down at the bottom.
Yeah, and now we've got the Axeman coming out for More Champion, but Mr. Boat's got like 60 favor to play with, so he's going to be able to build 3 Valkyrie, and Ra lost his, More Champion lost his Pharaoh. It's just rebuilt itself there, but I feel like this town center in the middle of the map is going to go up, and
it should.
Yeah,
and he's making Valks too.
Yeah, this is going to be these Axemen are not going to be enough to deal with what Mr. Boat's got. He's also seeing ahead. He's going to start building up those raiding cavalry. He's got that next longhouse coming up. Still not producing those fishing ships that he should, but that's okay. He can do that a little bit later once he feels more comfortable with his position on the land.
Is Moore taking another town center? Looks, yeah.
This is ballsy. If we check out More Champion's food economy, he's only got 8 villages on food, and there's really not much he can gather. After these boar die, he's got berries left, and you need to have like five Egyptian villages on berries to consistently produce villages, which means for 3 town centers he's going to need 15 villages on food, and those berries are going to go really, really fast. Really nice pick off there at the 9-minute 22-second mark on that Pharaoh from Mr. Boat. That's got to really hurt. So many Valkyrie.
Moore does he does have shadoof, so he could, or shadoof, however you say it. So you could do for rain with farms, but that's not coming out soon.
I mean, that's definitely true, but he's only got 200 gold in the bank. And you can spam the farms out for sure, but I feel like it's a little bit challenging to get that gold coming out. You see the armor coming up for more. Maybe he's thinking about heroic age after this rain. But second town center coming up for Mr. Boat, and we got a really interesting game here with the map is split right down the middle. So
Yes.
very bizarre.
I'm surprised Moore didn't build a dock on the bottom though.
Yeah,
Because he needs some sort of water.
You need to.
it's the raw player's curse, right? You go, I can build farms. I'm okay. Farms are all right. I got rain, and you're right until the rain's gone. Once the rain's gone, your farms are now not as good as those fishing ships with purse scene.
Right, yeah, and then you're just giving it for free to your
Exactly. Oh, and we've got the army now coming in for Mr. Boat. He's not going to be letting more champion breathe. 70 population to 120 population. This town center is going to go down. More champion does have 600 gold in the bank, but this is what you want if you're Mr. Boat. You want those mercenary to be built. We also see the watchtowers gets built as well, just in the middle of this, but.
And only the priests are dead now, so you got these Valks, 5 Valks, holy cow.
Yeah, the Valks are going to be doing some real damage here. I'd love to see Mr. Vogt get that Shield Maiden upgrade just to give him a little bit more oomph. But these mercenary spams right now, it's not what you want to be doing in this position right now for more.
Oh. No.
I guess so
I don't
long
know
as,
if I've ever seen a Bill rush on a Thor on like competitive play before. This is unusual.
I mean, he's gonna lose this town center for sure, right? I mean, or Mr. Boat's just content.
I'd say so.
Mr. Boat might be just content with like trading units for the gold that the mercenary cost as well, because considering they have no armory upgrades, and the Shield Maidens are here, or not the Shield Maidens, the Valkyries are here. To put the damage in and soak the town center fire.
Yeah.
Got to be careful not to overcommit to this. It might be worthwhile trying to sneak that second town center of more champions up the top of the map while this is going on. Just send an Ulfsark or something.
He needs to run out and heal up his units, does Mr. Boat, because there's a lot of low HP units fighting mercs now.
Yeah, he threw away a lot of resources right there in that attack, and while he killed a lot of villagers, he didn't get the town center down, and he's lost a lot of stuff there. He needs to think about upgrading those dwarves, getting shaft mine, securing like some more fish even. He's only got 16 villagers on the food, or 16 fishing ships at the moment, so he's got 1,500 wood, so that's definitely a trade I'd make. Trade that wood for food income.
Good.
Yeah.
The attack was good. He just stayed a little too. Like once Moore got like 7 mercenaries out, he should have just retreated and healed up all his units with his 5 Valkyries.
Yeah, for
Instead,
sure.
he stayed a little bit too long and lost a little bit too many units. He's still ahead. Should maybe think about stealing Moore's side town center, but now we have rain.
Well, rain's coming down, but there's only like 13 villages on food, and at the 13-minute mark, you're like, is that really what you wanted to be? That's not optimal right there. I was thinking more was like, his plan right there was to have 20 or so farms, and then rain, just off that 3 town centers, and then you can just spam villages for days. But yeah, Moore's just going to be building up some longhouses now. I feel like he's got this huge timing window that he's ahead in the population. And once this rain's over, it's going to be a little bit of a different story. More champions going to have out a lot of food to play with. It's going to be able to build out a lot of units or go technology jumping, age jumping. But Mr. Boat could just walk up and grab this town center for free at this point. There's no real way for Moore to stop him.
Nice to see more like empowering his town centers during rain. That kind of hurts.
Or is he not empowering them? That's a lot of lots of missed out food right there.
No, and then his mining camp up in his base is up the top base is kind of incredibly inefficient.
Oh. Hurts to see. Seeing another attack coming in for Mr. Boat yet again, but more champions got next to no resources to play with yet again. Mr. Boat's got 2k gold in the bank. Might be worthwhile just going through Njord here and getting out those mountain giants to just siege through this location here. He does have the resources to do so, but maybe focusing too much on this fight and not on what's optimal here. But
Just age. He does have his armory, so he should be able to age up soon.
I guess he's content right now, just like forcing some stuff. Got a forest fire coming down into this one straggler tree, which should deal quite a bit of damage to this watchtower as it's going down, and that's going to really help out. But I think Moore doesn't have crenellation, so this tower is really not as good as you'd think it is. But sitting with 53 HP left, definitely want to clean the rest of that one up. UC Second has come through now for more champion, and using that citadel on the town center. Gonna force Mr. Boat out of here. Oh, I thought Mr. Boat was... I said Njord. Mr. Boat is his Thor here, so definitely Bragi is the option. You want to go get the Battle Boar out. He's got 3,000 gold in the bank, and he's spamming those armory upgrades. So, and he's always... I'm not building up another armory, but he is easily going to be able to jump to Mythic Age here off this Heroic Age. So more champions going to have to deal with that soon.
3,000 gold, 2,000 wood, and 400 food.
Yeah, it's a lot of resources to play with, that's for sure. But it's one of the issues with Norse is you can get a lot of gold really, really easily, but you can't get you can't spend it in the classical age unless you're Heimdall, because you can't spend it on those Einhjar, and you spend a lot of food on Valkyrie and a lot of wood on trolls, but you just can't get out that, can't really remove that excess of gold.
For some reason, Moore's making an extra scarab in his original base. I don't know what it's going to accomplish, but
Yeah.
I guess he'll try coming at that town center.
Yeah, with all these Shield Maiden Valkyries, he should be able to pick these guys off. They've got a fairly beefy bonus, 200% bonus against myth units, so he should be able to just walk over to them and pick them off so long as he doesn't get out of position too hard. But now we're seeing Mr. Boat looking for that third town center, or his old second town center here, trying to take that one down. And while that's going on, these Scarabs jump onto the town center of Mr. Boat. Heavy Raiders through, so that's going to really help.
He's going to notice. Oh, now I know. Yep, he noticed.
He's got the villagers attacking, but these Scarabs do so much damage here, and this is really going to hurt Mr. Boat. We still don't have a market up for Mr. Boat either, so not looking for the Mythic Age either.
Fortified town center just in time.
He gets it. The Battle Ball came through, the villagers came through, the Scarabs died. Fortified town center saves his life. Mr. Boat is going to be trouncing all over more champions town center. He still has access to flaming weapons, and we've got Balder incoming. More champions got no resources in the bank. This town center was the majority of more champions' food as well, with the 12 farms completely getting pushed off those farms there just by this attack. And Mr. Boat is continuing this pressure. Migdal Stronghold comes up though for more champions sitting on this gold mine. So that's going to be really, really useful.
All these villagers are almost dead too because of the scarabs dying.
Yeah, the scarab blood. Got the villagers trying to take down that town center though. 18 minutes and 10 seconds into the game, but they get pushed off really, really quickly. Mr. Oh, and there's the gold mine. There's the gold mine for Mr. Boat. I'm not sure if he could have just waited the 50% or the what is that? 45 seconds for Mythic Age to get the 6,000 gold. I guess he's going to turn his villagers into rag heroes anyways.
Well, he's so far ahead now. I mean, more just without having any fish, you just can't ever keep up with the economy.
Yeah, it's a hub one. We do have the market down for small champion, and more champion decides to tap out before the Ragnarok even comes in here, and Mr. Boat takes this one, takes the first game. A little bit of a surprise there.
Yeah. Sure was a Bill Rush on a Thor. I don't know if I've ever seen that in like a competitive tournament before.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Boat had no military abilities in his base. He had no army in his base. So this was the perfect situation for More Champion to be in to take this town center. He took it. He took the other town center, and then he could not do anything with his military because he had 3 town centers producing villages. Like I said, that's 15 villages you need strictly just on food in order to make your villages. He didn't go for the water on the bottom side, even though there was something there. He could have snuck a couple of fishing ships in there or something like that. Lots of unoptimal play here, and Mr. Boat able to hold on and sort of come back from that attack just with the extra economy from the fishing ships.
Yeah, that was the difference. Despite having 0 town centers for a while, Mr. Boat always way ahead in economy, like just way ahead.
Yeah.
That was it. That was fun though. But it's such a low chance strategy. I'm assuming more probably steered away from his Aranos because Anatolia isn't Aranos' best map, but I feel like just playing Aranos normal here would give you so much more of a chance than this raw shift on a Thor.
Yeah, and you do have that veto as well for the first minute. So if you run over to the side with your Atlantean villagers and you don't see any wood there, you can just veto and try again. But yeah, shall we move on to the next game?